Hello and welcome. First video in a little while. Not been very well this week. You might notice a slight difference in camera quality. Yeah, finally got a proper recording equipment. Actually got a proper camcorder, but regarding the tripod, kind of mislaid it a little bit. So I'm not sure how the sound's going to come out on this. This is like a whole new thing. I've tested it out, like recorded some home videos and like Aiden running around, putting a box on his head. But as an apology for where I've been so unwell, I thought I would do what I have been asked. That sounds very submissive, but a few people had asked for me to do the mummy tag, so I thought I would do that as a sorry and here you go, love me. Oh yeah, my Swamp Family bracelet did actually turn up. Look at it, so sassy. Moving on. Iced tea. No, I'm not copying. I do actually drink iced tea quite a lot. If it's got energy drink, 9 times out of 10, iced tea if Lidl's have it. Yes, so classy. Buy from Lidl's. It's nice. Oh well. Right. Now that I'm not recording on my phone, I can use it here to read off the questions for the tag, rather than either attempting to memorise them or so forth. But, ooh, light. Maybe I might need light for the next recordings. Yeah, probably. Anyway, question number 1. How many children do you have? I have 1. And how old are they? Aiden is 16 months now. He was born the 7th of November 2012, so he was 2 weeks late, which is rather painful. What is your proudest moment as a mum? There's many. It's like watching him grow in general. It's like when he was 2 weeks old, he was able to lift his head off the ground. Might have been kind of bobbing a bit like a pigeon, but he still had it off the ground. What else is there? I'm just proud of him in general. The fact of how just how like he's good at sharing. He always has been. He's just a genuinely loving child. He has a temper. That's the one bit I suppose I don't really like. But I don't mean it's funny. Who is a perfect person and who has a perfect child? But to me, he is perfect for me because he's my baby. You hurt him, I'll hurt you. Move on swiftly. What is your most frustrating moment as a mum? The fact that friends don't seem to understand your newfound responsibility. Some of my friends are perfectly fine and they completely understand, but a lot of my friends don't actually speak to me anymore because they're like, oh, why can't you come out before this time, or why can't... Well, because I have to make sure my son is fed, washed, dressed, and had his like nap and whatnot before we go out, because otherwise you deal with a cranky baby, because I sure as hell ain't. Lack of understanding from others, I suppose, is the main like frustration. Okay, question number 4. How do you discipline your child or children? Discipline, it's changing tone and body language. It's normally, because at the moment it's a bit of a difficult age, like, because obviously he doesn't understand 100%, what's going on. So I can't say to him, go sit on the step and stay there for like 5 minutes or whatever. I can't do that because obviously he's just over 1 year old. He can just walk. He's starting to run. But anyway, moving on. It tends to be more of a, like, say if he throws his food, I'll stop feeding it. Not stop feeding him full stop, but I'll stop, wait till he's calmed down and he's done like his little thing, like as if he's apologising. It's hard to explain. I suppose other mums out there may know what I mean by that. But then when it gets to that point, then obviously then we'll carry on. It's normally, he gets more angry when he's like having a snack. But we don't feed him like sweet stuff, chocolate and that. He's not actually that fond of that. But I'll go more into that later because I think that's one of the other questions. Cursing. Do you do it in front of your child? Yes. The way I see it is, I remember being back at school and you'd hear all these kids saying, oh, I learnt this and I learnt that curse, and then you felt so cool, the fact that you knew these different adult words and you'd start using them. But if, like, because you wasn't told, like, most people wasn't told what they were or whatnot. But the way it would be is that if you ever picked up on any of the bad language, then he'd be told that's an adult word and that's a word that's not to be said in front of, well, anybody. It's not good English. It's not, like, it, I must say, it puts you in a bad light. It shows that, I say, a lack of education, but that's nowhere. That doesn't mean a thing, because I know people that out there that have got masters and doctorates and whatnot and swear like a bloody sailor. But I'm babbling a little bit. Basically, yes, I do swear in front of Aiden, and I will deal with that as it comes. Do you think your relationship with your spouse has changed since you had children? Better or worse? Yes, it's definitely changed. It'd be weird if it didn't. It's both for the good and the bad, in the sense of, because we're still living with my parents at the moment, we've not got a lot of privacy. It's a 2-bedroom place, you've got 2 families, and Aiden used to sleep like a log, in the sense of couldn't wake him up for anything. But now he's very sensitive to sound, so obviously our intimacy levels are not as high as I suppose we would both like, but we still cuddle and kiss when we can, obviously. Yeah, I'm pretty open about all that, and I'm probably going to make my husband blush on more than one occasion on this channel, I think. But on the good side is that we've both learnt to work as a team, and sometimes we'll argue because we will misread each other and what the other one wants to have help with, or because sometimes we'll want to do something by ourselves because we've got it already planned in our head what we want to do, or sometimes we'll be like, come on, help now, please, and then get frustrated with the other one because we haven't done it. But I suppose that's normal, like, spouse sort of things, whether you've got a child or not. It's just living together. But it's definitely brought us together for the best, obviously, because just before Aiden turned a year we got married, so we wouldn't have got married if we wasn't close. But I do love my husband very much, and I'm not just saying that because he's an earshot either. Next question. Since becoming a mum, do you notice you act more like your own mother? Yes. Plain and simple. And I think my husband hates it sometimes, and so does my dad, because I've got a bad habit of either backing up mum if there's an argument or vice versa, and we tend to have similar sort of opinions and frustrations. So I've noticed things that I would have gone like, why are you having a go at dad for when I was younger? Now I want to have a go at my husband for the exact same reasons. But I do have the same laid back sort of treat your child as an equal sort of attitude as my mum does. So obviously I feel that it's worked because I'm a pretty open and honest person, and I feel that is due to my upbringing, because I've met people that have had rather closed upbringing and not been treated as an equal, and they've either rebelled or become very, I say, uneducated in areas that should be pretty basic. But again, everyone has a different parenting style, everyone has something that they're comfortable with doing. You'll obviously find out my parenting style and like how my family is and what we're like through this channel. But hopefully you'll also see like makeup and art and gaming, especially. As you can probably see, there's Fable 3 in the background. Husband's going through all the Fable games at the moment, because I got him Fable Anniversary for his birthday. Or, no, got it for Valentine's. We've got Final Fantasy X, 10-2 HD collection coming for his birthday. But it doesn't get released until 20th. So, woo! I love Final Fantasy, so... No, I didn't buy it just because I like Final Fantasy. It's his It is your favourite, isn't it? Final Fantasy X. Your favourite Final Fantasy? Yeah. Yeah. He's, as I said, he's in earshot. How are your relationship with your girlfriends? I don't really have that much, regarding social life, I don't really have that much of a social life. Not because of being a mum, but because as we've all got older, a lot of my friends have moved around. Like, I've got a few that live in Wales, a few that live up north, and then the ones that are around here that I grew up with that I thought I was still going to be close to, they're pretty much not worth the time and energy, because they showed their true colours, especially when I was pregnant, and I decided to rid myself of all poisonous people or people that I felt were bad influences when I was pregnant, because the last thing you want to do is have all that drama around your child and influence them. But yeah, moving on. Next question is your favourite place to take your child/children. I haven't actually taken him many places yet, obviously with him being so young.
He's not been able to drive.
Oh yeah, and we don't drive. We have to go via public transport, and with a buggy and like all that, this, that and the other. It's very difficult, especially with London Underground, which is the easiest way to get from one side of London to the other. There's only 2 stations out of like the 30, 40 odd that there are that have a lift, so it's very hard to travel, especially while he's still buggy bound. He's not like confident enough in his walking quite yet to take him out for a full day walking. But the places we do take him to the park, normally to family members, going out shopping. He does like going to the park. He loves the swings. Now that he's walking, we'll probably be using like going on the slide and whatnot as well a bit more. And to some people this is probably very boring, but it's little it's very mini milestones, and they mean a lot. So obviously if you have a child you know what I mean, and if you don't, one day you may not, who knows. Anyway, moving on, next question is your least favourite place to take your child. A coach trip. Have you ever attempted... Oh, 1 second. Ah! Mint. I think my mum's trying to tell me my breath smells. Taking your child on a 6-hour plus coach trip where they can't get out, they can't just crawl around and whatnot, and they got to like stay in their buggy, and they get really antsy, and I'm not one of those like really weird mums that decide to give their child antihistamine to make them dozy, because that's like really, yeah. I suppose each to their own, but I would rather put up with trying to entertain my child for 6 hours straight on a busy coach than sit there worrying about his health. But then again, I've just gone off on another tangent. But yeah, travelling in general, especially where we don't drive, travelling is one of the things I really don't like. I suppose that's why we don't get to a lot of places. Obviously, because you need to travel to get somewhere. Right. Piercing babies' ears, do or don't? Well, I would say do, but obviously I have a son, so I'm not going to be piercing his ears. I'm not saying that you don't pierce a baby boy's ears, but he may not want that when he's older, and where girls are more likely to want their ears done. Obviously, I'm not into gender stereotyping, but I still have to, like, I'm not going to scar his body in, like, protest of we should not meet our stereotypes, we should, like, go outside the box and... But if we had a girl, we'd probably end up going and getting her ears pierced, because of then they're less likely to remember any of the pain. But the thing is, it's not that painful anyway. I've had my third hole done, well, actually it's probably about a year or two ago now. Actually it's more than that, because I've been with my husband for 2 years. But anyway, I had that done recently and it didn't hurt. So if it doesn't hurt when you're older, then it's good enough to wait. But again, each to their own. There's different reasons for everything. Must have mummy makeup item. Lip gloss, or like lip balm. Because where I wear glasses, I get away with not having to wear like my eyeliner and my mascara, because I frame them obviously with my glasses. But having like some form of lip balm and that, maybe a tinted moisturiser or something for your lips, because then it gives a bit of colour, obviously keeps them moisturising that throughout the like weather and whatnot. But it's something that's really easy and quick to apply, rather than something that you're going to want to take time with. Like the hardest makeup item I find is nail varnish, because you can't do anything while you're waiting for your nails to dry. And obviously, especially when you're with a younger child, you're very hands-on, so that's why a lot of the time you won't find my nails painted. I do love doing nail art and like doing acrylics and doing my own, but I can't really do much of that at the moment. But I will be doing like certain things special for this channel, like showing like tutorials and whatnot. But I do. Yeah. As I keep on repeating, I have a lot planned for this channel, and there's a lot of things I really want to do, but it's having time. And as I'm not a very well person, especially with the winter times, it's getting the energy after having a full day running around to be in front of the camera and then edit and whatnot. I probably won't be editing this video that much because it's pretty straightforward tag. There's not really much to be editing out. Are you back to your pre-baby weight? No. Simple as no. I got down to 10 stone, 10 pounds before I fell pregnant. But then I went up to about 13 stone. But then I went and had the contraceptive implant, and along with that, and then my hormones obviously going up the swanny ended up causing me to gain a bit more weight, and I ended up going to the 15 odd stone mark, but I'm getting back down to like to my post baby weight, and then gonna work my way down from there. And obviously I'll keep you guys updated, and I may even do like a weigh-in Wednesday. I probably mentioned before, but I don't want to like do too much on this channel, because it's like if I bombard you with everything that I want to do, you won't know what videos what, etc, etc, and then people won't bother because they'll think, oh, she's actually doing mummy videos all the time and I want to see makeup, or I want to see I'll do what I can, and trust me, there's a lot I really would like to do, and I hope you'd like to see it. Anyway, back to the questions. Number 16, college dreams. Do you expect your kids to go to college, or would you let them decide for themselves? I'd let them decide for themselves. I'd recommend it, obviously, but I would never force them to do anything, because they may have apprenticeship or something on hand. There is more than one thing out there to go for, and especially with certain industries, it's who you know, not what you know. And if they end up getting where they want to get in the industry of choice, then I'm not gonna stop Aiden doing what he wants to do. And if that means not going to college, then that means not going to college. I would prefer it if he did, if he had, I wouldn't just want him to sit around at home doing jack shit and not have any qualifications under his belt, because they do help. It's like I have a few myself, admittedly only a few, but I still have them myself. So, and I find it hard to get in and out of work because of my own like difficulties. So I can't say it works and I can't say it doesn't, but it is the best way to be. Now I am going off on a tangent. I'm really going to get back to these questions. What is the one show your child loves but you secretly hate? I don't necessarily hate it, but I slag it off a lot, if that makes sense. Peppa Pig. Little man adores Peppa Pig, and like, I mean, proper, like, he hears that tune, do 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 do, and that's it. Zoom. But I don't mind it. It's just Peppa and her parents get on my nerves. Georgie Pig is not so bad, but I like Rebecca Rabbit. Look at me discussing what preschool child program characters I like. But it's not like the worst out there. It's not like Pocoyo, that even he doesn't like that. Or is it the What? And again, doesn't like that. But he likes Rugrats, he likes Ben and Holly, Dinosaur Train, Hooves. He likes watching Family Guy and American Dad with us. occasionally Simpsons. It's more of a bright colours thing, I think, with The Simpsons. But I'm probably forgetting things. But I better get on. Anyway. Cloth diapers, yay or nay? For me, nay. But that's because of I just personally don't like the thought of like the cleaning and I'm very like edgy about sanitisation and whatnot, and I'd rather just like just use a disposable. It saves a lot of time and effort, and where I'm really finding I don't even have enough time and effort to do the YouTube channel a lot, so it makes me think that I'm going to have the time and effort to like clean and happy when I have the option of doing the reusable. I think it's just a standard what you expect you're going to do, unless you're into the whole environment safety. I don't want the environment to be safe and whatnot. It's one of those little things that I'm just no. Okay, the simple answer to that is no. I'm not going to use cloth. I won't use cloth. I used disposable. And the final one is, finish this sentence. You know you're a mum when you know you're a mum or a dad when it's not just like when it's not only just necessary, but you purely need to sniff a person's arse to see if they've shat themselves. Every parent knows this, especially before you put your child in a pram or buggy, whatever you want to call it. You lift them up, you sniff their arse, and when sniffing a person's arse becomes a normal occurrence and you're not a dog, then you know you're a parent. But that was the mummy tag. I know it was a bit long. I suppose it's because I haven't been on here for a week or so. I've got a lot that I would like to say, and I suppose it's making me babble a bit because there's a lot I want to do, and I keep on going. I'm going to do the channel tonight. I'm going to do the channel tonight. I'm going to do the channel tonight. Well, I'm doing the channel tonight. I'm going to be recording some more videos as well. Hopefully, if my battery lasts. If you're new here, don't forget to press subscribe. I'd love if you thumbs up. And you can also catch me on Facebook under the same name, Gamer Geek Chic UK. You can find me on Twitter under EbonyMU. You can find me also on Instagram under EbonyMU. And I should link them down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, to share, and it was great speaking to you all. I hope to speak to you again. Take care. Bye.